The door in her bedroom started bleeding at exactly 3:33 a.m. Not creaking, not rattling, bleeding. Thick, warm red blood trickling from the doorframe and pooling onto the carpet like it had veins. Kayla froze mid-scroll, phone screen casting a cold glow on her face. She hadn't moved in 3 hours. The apartment was dead silent, until now. She tiptoed to the door, each step muffled by the soaked carpet. Her breath caught as she reached out to touch it, and the second her finger met the crimson-stained knob. Knock. From the other side. Once. Twice. 3 times. Slow, heavy, like knuckles made of bone. Then a voice. Low, wet, too close to the crack beneath the door. You took her place. Now bleed like she did. Kayla stumbled back, heart in her throat. She scrambled for her phone, dialing 911, but the keypad was replaced. Every number on her screen was now a symbol she didn't recognize. Jagged lines, spirals, glyphs that moved as she stared. The blood on the door was spreading across the walls now, and someone was breathing behind it. The walls weren't just bleeding now. They were pulsing. Kayla backed into the corner of her bedroom, eyes locked on the door. It no longer looked like wood. It looked like skin, veins, capillaries. And the knob? It had grown fingers. They twitched. "Wake up, Kayla," whispered a voice from inside the wall. Her head snapped left. Not from the door. From inside the drywall. She pressed her ear against the painted surface and flinched. It was breathing. Shallow. Fast. Right behind the plaster. Then something sharp scraped the inside of the wall. A nail, a claw, a tooth? You sleep in her room. Did no one tell you what she did? Kayla bolted from the corner and ran to her window. Painted shut. It didn't matter. She punched the glass, knuckles bleeding. Cracks spiderwebbed, but it wouldn't break. She turned back to the door. It was opening. Only an inch. But enough. A single eye stared through the crack. Not human. Too big. Too white. And blinking sideways. Then the voice again, now clearer, more excited. You're starting to remember, aren't you? That this isn't your first night here? Kayla screamed. But no sound came out. Only blood. Kayla collapsed to the floor, choking on the blood spilling from her throat. But it wasn't hers. The liquid tasted like rust and rot, older than her, thicker than it should have been. Her vision blurred, swimming in crimson shadows, and in that moment, she remembered something that never happened. A bathtub, filled with blood, and her own hands holding someone's head under. But it wasn't her. It felt like her, and the girl screaming underwater looked like her too. She jolted back to the present. The door was fully open now, but nothing stood there. Only darkness, and a long hallway where the wall should have been. It wasn't part of her apartment. It couldn't be. It sloped downward, endless, flickering lights, scratched tiles, and that sound again. Drip. Drip, drip. She should have run. Instead, she stepped in. Each footfall echoed like a scream, the hallway swallowing her. The light above fizzled as she passed beneath it. Then she saw the photos. Framed, hung neatly along the walls. Dozens of them. All of her. Sleeping, showering, crying. In this apartment. From angles she never saw. Security cam? No, these were Polaroids. Then one more photo at the end of the hall. A black and white shot of a girl with her eyes gouged out, smiling with her mouth sewn shut. On the back, written in blood, "You were her once, and you're her again now." Kayla turned the photo over again. The blood was still wet. Her hands were shaking, but not from fear anymore. From recognition. You were her once. The sewn-shut smile, the gouged eyes. She knew that face, because it smiled back at her from the mirror every night in flashes whenever she blinked too slowly. Suddenly, footsteps. Not hers. Behind her. Coming down the hall. Fast. She dropped the photo and ran, barefoot on cold tile. The walls pulsed like muscle. The ceiling breathed overhead. Then the hallway ended. A door. Steel, rusted, covered in carvings. The doorknob had teeth. Kayla grabbed it anyway. It bit her palm, hard, but twisted open. She fell inside and slammed it shut. Inside was a room. Empty. Almost. One chair. One table. One reel-to-reel recorder spinning silently. And her phone. She ran to it. It was still unlocked. Camera open. There were new photos in her gallery. She hadn't taken them. They were of her sleeping in this room. Each photo had a timestamp. AUG 6 to 3:33 a.m. AUG 5 to 3:33 a.m. AUG 4 to 3:33 a.m. Dozens of them. Going back weeks. She scrolled further. Then it froze. The screen glitched and played a video. It started dark. Then the camera rose and pointed at the bed in this room. She was on it, eyes wide open, smiling. You finally came back, she said. You broke the cycle. Then she started screaming. And behind her, the door opened again. Kayla stared at the glitching phone screen. The video ended with her screaming. But the scream didn't stop. It echoed in the room. Now! Real! Raw. Coming from inside her mouth. She couldn't breathe. She stumbled back against the wall, clutching her head, vision fracturing. Then, click! The reel-to-reel recorder behind her started spinning. A voice played. It was hers. Entry 47. Subject remains unaware. Memory wipes still effective after each re-entry. Time loop resets at 3:33 a.m. Attempting final test tonight, allowing partial memory recovery. The recording hissed. Then static. Then another voice. Not hers. She's watching this now, and she's not going to wake up this time. The light bulb exploded. The room plunged into darkness. Something moved beside her. Slow, heavy. Breathing like it had lungs too big for this dimension. Then, her phone buzzed. One new notification. Welcome back, Kayla. You never left. The steel door creaked open behind her. But it didn't lead back to her apartment. It led to a mirror. Full length, shattered. And in it, Kayla didn't see herself. She saw that girl. Eyes missing, smile stitched, holding out her hand. The mirror whispered, You broke the cycle. Now take your place. And she did. Because she'd already done it. 1,000 times before. At 3:33 a.m. Again, and again, and again. The door slammed shut. And in the empty room, the reel spun one more time. Entry 48. Subject has accepted her role. Loop stable.